Yo, today we will be installing Rambo fabrication under tray. To remove the original one, mine's not very much help. Kind of looks like this. Kind of missing part of it, but to remove it, it's pretty simple. There's just 6 clips somewhere in that area, and then another 3 up here, 4 bolts down in the middle. That's really all it is to it, but we're gonna get this one put on today. There are some other steps that I need to show you, so it's not as simple as you think it is, but it's pretty straightforward, so let's get into it. So once you're under the car, there are 3 holes that we're gonna have to drill out to allow the rivnuts to be installed. There's one here, and another one right here. These are all factory holes for the under tray, but there's nothing on the back side of them, so we need to get those holes threaded so we can put a proper bolt in there. So with our 11/32 drill bit, we're gonna just oversize that hole so we can fit the rivnut in there snugly. And just like that, there's the first one, the second one right here. And then the third one I've already done, but you can't see it. The third one I've already done and put a rivnut in there. So now that we've got our holes drilled out, we should be able to put our rivnut in there, but it doesn't fit quite right because it is a very tight fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that drill bit and then just kind of swirl it around a little bit to make it a little bit oversized so that rivnut will fit in there. Just like that, doesn't need much. Let's see, it should fit now. Yep, there it goes. You can see, nice and tight fit, not a lot of movement. Oh, I forgot the wrench. Alright, but I'll show you guys how to install these out of the car so it's a little bit easier to see, but the same exact process will work. So you're gonna set up the rivnut like this. This should all come in the kit when you buy it, but we're gonna come in with an open-ended wrench. You're gonna hold it like this. This is what you're gonna use to actually tighten down the rivnut to make it crush. And all you're doing with this other wrench on the bolt is you're just holding it in place. So what you're gonna do is tighten this wrench that's in my left hand while it's in the hole, so like that. We're just using the ratcheting wrench to hold it, and we're gonna come like this and tighten it down. So as I'm tightening it, the backside of the rivnut is actually bulging out. So I like to do a 1 full rotation, so I count it in quarters. I've already done 1, so this is the second, third, and now the 4th. It is pretty tricky to compress it because you are compressing steel, but once we have it done, you can see on the back side of focus. Sorry, I wasn't able to get it to focus, but this is how you want the rivnut to look. It's bulged out. There's no play in that when you shake it. So to remove it, all you're gonna do, so same thing, hold that wrench like we were before. You're gonna take this now, instead of tightening it, you're just gonna loosen it up. And then once you have it loose, we should be able just to back it out like normal. Oops. Well, didn't need that anymore, but now you have a rivnut that's installed and it's super solid. Alright, now that we have the rivnuts done, we're going to install these U-clips, or which are a captive nut on the backside, a clip. You're going to put them into, there's a hole here, there's another one here, and then one more up at the front. And if we go to the other side over here, there's another one there, 2, and then 3. So these are super easy just to pop on. just slide it on just like that. And there you go, you're all set. That's it. Make sure you got it lined up on the bottom side. You can see through it just like that. And you do that on all the rest of them. And there you go. Now I've got all 6 of those in. We're good to go. We can put the under tray on now. So I forgot to mention what I was doing, but all I'm doing is putting on the under tray now. So instead of trying to hold it and fight it with one hand and screw everything in, I decided to use a jack to hold it up while I screw it in with the Allen wrench. I started with doing the entire right side first, and then I flipped over to do the left side to make it easier. But it's pretty straightforward. They should line up with the U-clips that you just installed. So for this one, there's the 4 bolts in the front of the under tray. You're going to use the longer ones on the 2 inside ones, especially if you're using the front splash guard that comes with it. But for this one, the customer does not want that front splash guard, so we're just going to put the OEM one back on, which is just fine. That. Put your bolts in. So here I'm just putting in the last 3 bolts. And the way the under tray is made, there's about a 1-2 inch gap in the back that's pretty hard to get the bolt in. So I used the jack to push the plate up so I could get that first screw in there. And then with that first one in, it kind of holds the second and third one up. And as I'm screwing in that second one right there, you can see it kind of pulls the tray up as I start to tighten it down right here. There you go. And once you get that third one in, everything's all good. But just to be safe, go through, double check that everything is tight. That access panel right there should come pre-installed, and you should be ready to go. So it's about 2-3 days later since we did that install. I've driven around a decent amount. I can notice a slight difference that when rocks hit it, you'll hear a noise, but it's nothing too crazy. It'll definitely last a lot longer than the plastic one did, so I'm excited about that. It'll definitely protect things a little better. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to answer them the best I can. This is only my second YouTube video, so try to be nice in the comments. But yeah, thanks.